Secret porn watching destroys relationships, and I'm going to give you 5 solutions to overcome it and why it happens. Now, we came from a time in the 1800s where we had a very pragmatic relationship, a give and take, a place where we had separate spheres. Men were off working and being diligent and decisive, while women were defined and identified as something that was submissive, pure, and based solely on those values. Men take advantage of those if we live in that traditional masculine time and we feel like we can fulfill our fantasies behind closed doors and live on our own planet. Although our society has completely grown up since then and we don't live in a fight or flight mode anymore, we have become more authentic, have more liberation, we have more fruitful things to do in our lives. So that comes with freedom at a price. That authentic connection can be taken advantage of with polyamory, and with porn entering the sphere, we can go away and have a fantasy of our own away from our relationship. What makes matters worse is boys and girls find porn as children, and if we came from a broken home, porn is a great escape to numb the pain and avoid what's going on in our reality. It becomes addicting. No wonder it starts to form betrayal in relations. It degrades the act of sex and degrades your partner and objectifies your partner as a toy almost to have all your pleasures and desires made to be with. And as you can see, this is not healthy for a nice, genuine connection, a secure parenthood for children, and commitment. So I have 5 solutions for you to get over the secrecy of keeping porn in the cupboards and rejuvenating your relationship. Now, number 1, get clear on each other's values. Is integrity, honesty, and loyalty a key part of that? That will create a baseline of values which you can then relate to when you're going through your actions. To create kind of a pure foundations with values that you both agree on in your relationship or with yourself, so that then you can have a positive guilt to the behavior that is a mismatch to your values. We need something to align with and keep accountable. If not, we're firing in the dark. So get clear on 3 values which align with no porn and more commitment. Number 2, keep promises in your relationship, and if those promises are kept, then reward it. It's creating this gamification in a healthy way of having satisfaction when you reach something to your good morality. And this leads me on to number 3, communicate your desires and fantasies softly. It's okay to have a sort of dark, fantastical side, but make sure your partner knows about it. If we keep it from our partner, there is no truth and we create a pile of lies that are hard to keep. Try not to criticize and condemn your partner. Instead, target a situation rather than any personality trait. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just the situations at hand aren't being manifested, and this is a way to get more clarity between your sexual desires. Number 4, start to reassociate meaning with sex. This isn't a transactional thing. We have maybe different values here. It's energetic exchange, sacred pleasure, and me as a studier of human design, it will have a tremendous impact not only on your womb, in your penile area, in your gut, your sacral center, but you are essentially transferring energy from one another. Nature has its boundaries with STDs, but you can have your own boundaries without suffering those consequences. But you can be empowered and set your own internal boundaries rather than the external world remind you that we are not limitless creatures. This is not to guiltify sex, but certainly have more self-control around it. And number 5, I'd say expect something from your relationship or the person you're dating. This will not only create a baseline for you to speak up for your needs and a case to fight for, but it also helps you avoid perpetual problems where you don't feel special and you're tolerating far too much. Studies have found those relationships that don't expect anything from one another tend to be average at best and start to degrade and downfall in satisfaction. Those that have high standards and high expectations upon each other tend to be the best marriages and the most fulfilling. Now, comment below if porn has ever been an issue for you in your relationships and if any of these tips helped you.